Dana White wasted no time in handing down his verdict. "There's no excuse for that," White said. "I don't care if he becomes the best in the world, he will never fight in the UFC again." True to his word, Daly was permanently banned from the UFC, squandering a golden opportunity to become a top contender in the welterweight division. Nick Diaz, repeated drug offenses, and a lengthy suspension. Nick Diaz, one of the most beloved figures in MMA, was no stranger to controversy. The Stockton native was known for his trash-talking, relentless pace, and formidable skill set, which made him a fan favorite in the UFC's welterweight division. However, his career was marred by his ongoing struggles with drug tests, specifically repeated violations for marijuana use. In 2015, after multiple failed drug tests, Diaz was handed a 5-year suspension by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, NSAC, while marijuana was the substance in question, one that has since been legalized in many states. It was Diaz's repeated offenses and missed tests that ultimately led to his extended ban. Despite the harsh penalty, Diaz's suspension was later reduced, and he eventually returned to the octagon in 2021 in a highly anticipated rematch against Robbie Lawler. However, Diaz's career has never fully recovered from the setbacks caused by his drug-related issues, and his future in the UFC remains uncertain. Ruslan Magomedov, the first lifetime ban for doping. Russian heavyweight Ruslan Magomedov was another fighter who saw his UFC career come to an abrupt end due to repeated violations of the UFC's anti-doping policy. Magomedov, who boasted an impressive 14-1 record, couldn't resist the lure of performance-enhancing drugs. In 2018, he tested positive for anabolic steroids, marking the beginning of the end of his career in the UFC. Magomedov's problems didn't stop there. He failed another drug test the following year and refused to take a third test when requested by USADA, United States Anti-Doping Agency. This repeated violation of the UFC's strict drug policy led to Magomedov receiving a lifetime ban from the sport. The Russian fighter became the first in UFC history to receive such a penalty, forever tarnishing his record and his reputation. T.J. Dillashaw. A champion falls to EPO. T.J. Dillashaw was once at the pinnacle of the bantamweight division, having won the UFC title twice and establishing himself as one of the best fighters in the weight class. However, his career came crashing down in 2019 when it was revealed that he had tested positive for EPO, a banned substance that enhances red blood cell production and increases endurance. EPO was famously used by disgraced cyclist Lance Armstrong, and its use in MMA is viewed as particularly egregious due to the stamina advantages it provides. Dillashaw received a 2-year suspension from USADA, was forced to relinquish his bantamweight title, and forfeited his earnings from his last fight against Henry Cejudo. Though Dillashaw owned up to his mistakes, the damage to his legacy was significant, and many fans and analysts questioned whether his previous successes were tainted by the use of performance-enhancing drugs. BJ Penn, street fights and legal troubles. BJ Penn, a UFC Hall of Famer, was once celebrated as one of the most savage fighters in MMA history. His dominant win over Joe Stevenson in 2008 for the lightweight championship, in which he licked his opponent's blood off his gloves, remains one of the most barbaric moments in the UFC's storied history. However, Penn's career outside the octagon was plagued by controversy. In the later years of his career, Penn became involved in multiple street fights, drawing negative attention to himself and the UFC. In 2019, video footage surfaced of Penn beating up a pedestrian during a street brawl, and that incident was the final straw for Dana White. "He won't fight again," White declared. Penn's out-of-control behavior, compounded by accusations of physical and emotional abuse from his ex-girlfriend, led to his permanent ban from the UFC.